Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a good old look at some new cards that are going to be revealed for Mega Evolution. Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia, the double set over in Japan, but Mega Evolution over here, that's what it's called, that's what we're going to call it. Nice. And let's start off with one that I like quite a lot because it's reminiscent of a card that in the past was broken. This one might not be. We've got ourselves Kyogre. We've got 150 HP on a basic, which to be fair, single prize basic, 150 HP, not too shabby. And we got a thoroughly underwhelming attack that for free energy does 130 and discards 2 energy from this Pokemon. I'm going to be honest with you, if you're looking for a reason to play Kyogre, this isn't really it. And I'm sure that there's an argument you could make for putting it in as a single prize attacker in a Baxcalibur deck, but realistically, nah. We're not getting terribly excited about this card. That's not what we're doing, at least not for this attack. What about the other attack? Well, it's Riptide. We've got single energy, only one energy, and it does 20 damage for each basic water energy in your discard pile, and then you shuffle all of those cards back into your deck. So basically one of two things is going to happen here with Kyogre. Either you have some magic way of getting a lot of energy in your discard pile every turn, and then this is a really good every turn kind of attacker. Or what I think is far more realistic here, it's a basic Pokemon that for a single energy can get you one good shot late in the game. And I'm not necessarily saying that as a bad thing. I don't think one good shot late in the game is necessarily some terrible thing that you're never going to come back from or anything silly like that. I think it's fine, honestly. And here's the thing. Basic Pokemon, single energy. Now, it's very important that it does 20 damage for each basic water energy in your discard pile. So, I'm going to say it, it's not splashable, except in a water deck. It has to go in a water deck. If it's not in a water deck, it ain't going to work. In a water deck, it's really very simple. If you are playing an energy-hungry water deck, and water decks tend to be fairly energy-hungry, this is a basic Pokemon. It's a single energy, and if you're playing water energy anyway, this is a true one-card tech. You play one of this basic Pokemon, that is it. That is all that is needed to actually get this into your deck. That is fantastic. But it is as simple as that at this stage. If you're playing anything other than an energy-hungry water deck, it's not going to work. If you're playing an energy-hungry water deck, you will get one good shot. Now, I said this was reminiscent of a great old card, and it is. This is the Neogenesis Feraligatr, which, well, Riptide. Did 10 damage times the number of water energy cards in your discard pile, then you shuffled them into your deck. Big difference was that Feraligatr had the Pokemon Power Downpour. As often as you like during your turn, you may discard a water energy from your hand. So Feraligatr did actually have a lot of help from itself in terms of getting that energy in the discard. And I don't think we're the same here. Sorry about that. I still think it's a very useful card. I think it is a great, and I mean great, one-of tech. But I think this is on the proviso that you are playing an energy-hungry water deck. And I really think it is as simple as that. If you're not doing that, don't even worry about it. If you are, like, let's say Baxcalibur comes back around. It was good for a while, it's not good right now. But let's say Baxcalibur comes back around. If Baxcalibur comes back around, this has to be an automatic one-of inclusion. Like, that second attack can be used. It's not completely terrible, but mostly it's one card in your deck, and then in the late game, it can absolutely get you a big hit on a single prize Pokemon for a single energy. That I am absolutely down with. Do remember it is a basic Pokemon, so you can start with it. The other one I like quite a lot that's going to be revealed is the new Marshadow. Now, I'm kind of digging fighting Pokemon in Mega Evolution. I'm already looking at Lucario like it could be my next pet deck, and I'm desperately hoping it's not that meta. Because if it's super duper meta and everybody's playing it, I'm not going to want to play it. I'm hoping it's borderline, so a few people are playing it and I can be one of them. But I already showed you that Lunatone the other day, which has a draw engine where if you got Solrock on the board, once during your turn, you can discard a fighting energy from your hand to draw 3. Phenomenal draw engine. And now we've got another pretty useful fighting Pokemon to go along with it. It's Marshadow. Now on the face of it, single energy 90 HP, 2 energy 60 damage. Meh. I'll be honest with you, meh. However, the skill here says, if you take a KO with this attack, if any of your opponent's Pokemon were knocked out by damage from this attack, prevent all damage and effective attacks done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So you basically get complete invincibility for an entire turn if you take a KO. And you have to take a KO, and sure, that's not, always going to happen. But if you take a KO, you get complete immunity for a turn. That's clearly fantastic. Your opponent can't touch it. Now, what they can do, obviously, is go ahead and go after a bench Pokemon. If they get this out of the active in any way, then whatever is in the active can then be hit. It only gives Marshadow immunity, but it gives it immunity from any Pokemon that may be trying to hit it. And that's what I think is absolutely crucial here. Whatever is going after it is being prevented. And I really like this. I think this is incredibly useful. It's one of those attacks where it's not going to be great a lot of the time. 2 energy, 60 damage isn't a lot. You got 90 HP, so if you're not getting a KO and getting immunity, you're probably going to be KO'd right back. However, if you can get a KO with this, you should. If you can get a KO with this, you absolutely should always get a KO with this because, well, you then get immunity for a turn. It's a way of taking a KO now and making it as difficult as possible for your opponent to return the KO. It's not an efficient attack damage-wise, but that's not the point. The point is that if you've got something that's about to be KO'd, and with weakness, of course, it goes up to 120, that might help. But if you have got something that's about to be KO'd, then you've got a great option here to take that KO and then make it really difficult for your opponent to return the favor. And then, of course, the real advantage here is you take that KO, your opponent can't KO you back, and then you can go back to your plan A, and then you're kind of always just sitting there waiting. You've always got an option to chill out and just enjoy yourself. And your opponent can, at a future turn, go after Marshadow. Of course they can. The problem is, if they go after Marshadow in a future turn, they're not going after your main attacker. Like, there's no way Marshadow is your main attacker here. There's no way Marshadow is plan A. Marshadow is a nice, handy bonus. That's what I adore about this. So, even when your opponent knows it's coming, they've basically got to use an attack on Marshadow to stop the possibility of you taking an annoying KO with it. That makes me super duper happy. And then we'll finish off with Celebi, which I don't think is on the same level. Now, we do have a nice little pairing here. It pairs quite nicely with Venusaur. We've got one attack that's single energy 30. Give that to me in Pokemon Pocket, we can talk. This is not Pokemon Pocket. This is the main card game. We cannot talk. It is not good. However, what we've also got here is an attack for a single grass energy that lets you search your deck for free in any combination of grass Pokemon, they don't have to be basic, and Stadium. It's fine. I mean, look, the goal here is you use it with, say, Venusaur, and it lets you grab anything you need along those lines, while also getting you Grand Tree, which is going to be your ace spec of choice. Have to get your stage 2 rolling. It's awesome. The other thing that crosses my mind here, just because it's a deck that I refuse to stop being fascinated with, play this in your Diplin deck, because of course, if you're playing Diplin, you need Festival Grounds to make the whole thing work, because it's got the thing whereby if you've got Festival Grounds in play, you can attack twice. So look, in that you need Festival Grounds. Turn 1 going second, you can't evolve into a Diplin. You need something to do turn 1 going second, so why not use Celebi? We're clutching at straws a little bit here, I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm not as high on this one. Sorry about that. I think Celebi is, the way I like to phrase it, aggressively mediocre. I don't think it's some kind of terrible garbage card. It's going to be fine in pre-releases, and I can see an argument for it in some decks maybe occasionally. Realistically, it's not a great card. I do think Marshadow has a lot of potential in fighting decks, and I will definitely be testing it. And again, Kyogre is not something around which you're going to be building a deck. Firstly, I don't think we've got the support for it, and secondly, I think HPs are a little bit too high now to really compare it to, that for alligator thing I showed you earlier. But by the same token, if I'm playing an Energy Hungry Water deck, I'm definitely playing one copy of it. So there we go, they're the new cards, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Do you like any of these cards? Go nuts! Be nice! And do please remember that with the new YouTube algorithm, likes and comments are a lot more important than they were before, so please drop a like and a comment below. I would absolutely appreciate it. And then we need to give a massive shout out to the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been one of our Patreon supporters for a long time now and is absolutely lovely. So shout out to Eric for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.